Yesterday what we have done is basically on what do you mean by operating system, what exactly the computer, what software and hardware differences. I started very basics and operating system and application differences between operating system and application. And we discuss about Windows and Linux differences and the history of the brief about Linux, how Linux started in the market, what is the importance of Linux, banking solutions, security system, defense like forensic department, cyber security, hackers, developers. These people required cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, they required what? AI. Linux, they're dependent. Facebook and your AWS, Flipkart, they're running on which operating system? Linux. And your smart TV and your mobile and Android and a lot of things are based on what? Linux. So it's very important to have on Linux. So we have done about something history about Linux, who started in which year something. And from there we understood about something about shell and kernel. Then we have done about something file system hierarchy, where file system hierarchy means how Linux is organizing the data. What are the default directories of Linux? I have compared to Windows, Microsoft Windows, that C drive, D drive something. Here in Linux, we have a slash home, /var, /root, something. And from there, we have done something about what Linux is distros of Linux. Red Hat, CentOS, Ubuntu, Kali, Parrot, a lot of Linux with the name of Linux. And we discuss about what is open source, what is closed source, and something here, free. And we discuss something about what is pseudo user and what is basically root user, the differences, why the pseudo user come in a market, why it is encourageable to go for pseudo user, do not log in as a root user, as a security perspective. And we have said something about what? We have said about what? Administrative commands and non-administration commands. There are differences between administration and non-administration. A regular standard user can run and execute the non-administration command, and administrator command can be what? A kind of root user or pseudo user can execute. And we have seen something about the scenario that shell prompt, that is going to be hash or $. What it mean by? And then we have said about something about what? We have taken a task and we have taken a scenario that my manager has given some task to me. The first task, he said that to change the computer name, the host name. So we use the host name CTL command, and he said that create some directories in a John or Ali. That means to create users and set the password of this user and allow the users to log in to your machine remotely. So we have taken example of Hyderabad and US. So the user are sitting in Hyderabad in India and they want to access your Linux machine which is running on US. So you create some user, you don't give your root user or EC2 user, pseudo user password credential, you create separate standard user and then you'll get access, right? Like here manager said something, so we have used the command user add and pass wd command, and then we have done about what on the instruction of my manager, they said create two directories, project 1 in the John user, virtual doctor. Project 2, real estate. That means two directory has to create. Under that, we have to create subdirectory called virtual doctor and real estate. From there, we have understood what is SU and what is mkdir, we did. And then we got an instruction that to download a website from a specific location. So we got to understand what is wget. So this way, we have learned different commands, how to create it. So now it's time to go forward. Instruction, like here we have a task 2 given by manager. So what exactly they said? The manager says that please create some files. Create some files into what? Which directory? Under virtual directory, virtual doctor. So create index.html in a file in what? Virtual doctor directory. create what? One more file is going to what? Payment.py file in real estate. So the locations are different. So we got instruction that create something. They are not saying the commands. They said only the file name, and they said create something in different location. So I need to understand. So again, this instruction has given. Now I need to go forward, edit, payment.py, a file, and type what? Bank names. Example, they given some bank names, or they said something like you just write some kind of script, Python script or something, but I'm just giving example of bank names, okay, and username, password. I'm just giving what? Username, password. They have given that, just type something here, and I need to edit it now, and then send what? Show the content, show content of payment.py file, and now what exactly they said? Rename a file called index.html to what? Index.php. Now they said that don't give the name as a index.html, rename it what? Index.php. So the instruction is given like the file name change, renaming. Make a copy of what? Make a copy of payment.py file and keep it into where? And they're saying that a copy of payment file, payment.py to, I want to say that EC2 user home directory. They will not give any commands or something. They'll say instruction, copy this and put it into a different location. Home directory means what? EC2 user home directory /home/EC2 user. And these files we have created index and payment, we have created under where? Under John directory, under John. So understand this situation. Now we need to copy, we need to rename, we need to edit, we need to show the contents. So a lot of things are there. Now it's going to say word send me the details of what? Send me your system configuration. System configuration, that means RAM, CPU and storage information and IP address of the system. They said just give me the information about RAM, CPU, storage, IP address of the machine. So I need to go with this task now, step by step. We'll start from what? Number one, create files. In which directory? Remember, the virtual directory comes under what? You see here already under John, there's a project 1 virtual doctor. So now I have to create this kind of file into virtual doctor directory. So understand this relation, and then you have to go for payment.py and file into real estate, different directory. You say that project 2 is basically under that you have a real estate. So you have to go to the real estate and you have to create a file. So now, if I want to do this file, so the commands are basically what? 3 methods. That my commands are 3 methods. You can say that it can be touch, it can be echo, or it can be vi. 3 commands we can use to create a file. So now, if I want to go for empty files, so you can use touch command. So echo command is for having some contents or vi. So my manager says that to create just simple file, that is empty file. So what should I use? I'll use touch. I'll say what? A project / virtual doctor. Under that, I have to create a file called index.html. So with the help of touch command, we can create a file. And you want to say project 2.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse.
Few students are in the waiting room, sir.
Why? It's 36. So why they are waiting now? In a classroom, if you go for late, so what teacher says? But I'm not seeing anyone here. Who said that they are waiting? I got a bra here. So no waiting here right now. I have seen like there is no waiting here. So fine. Project 1 and project 2, and then I have to say what? Real estate, right? And that we have to write what? What is the file name? They said payment.py. Whatever the extension they have given instruction, I'm just creating, but I should know the Linux command, how to create it. So I'm just using what? Touch command. So we can create a echo command also. We can use echo command also, but you have to write what? Echo. If you want to type the contains, you can type the contains also. Echo command is basically, it's not empty file. It will create file with one line. One line. Example, I want to say that this is my virtual doctor file. So I can say what? This way. I can say what? Project 1. If I want to enter, and the virtual doctor. So this way we can have this command also. So you have various methods to create a file. So the next method, what exactly my manager says what? Create a file. So I created this file according to instruction. With the help of touch command or echo command, you can create it. So once it's created, the next instruction is what? They said to do what? To edit payment.py file and type bank names and username password. Now example, I want to say VI. I'll say what? Project 1, and you have a virtual directory, virtual doctor, and then you have what? I'm sorry, payment.py. It's not virtual doctor, right? It's a project 2, I think. You have created one file called what? Here you can say that name is what? Index.html. If you want to create payment.py, it's going to be under what? Real estate. So I have to copy this location. That means I need this location. Now if I want to do that, so I'll say what? VI, project 2, real estate, and payment.vi. I want to edit it. So if I want to edit it, when I type this, so it will open a blank page, a black page, where you type the notepad like this. In Windows we have a white page, but in Linux there is a black page. You press what? I, small I. That means you press I, so it will go for what? Insert mode. That means it will allow you to edit and type from file. So you can start what? Typing what? Example, I want to write what? Bank, ICICI Bank, and I want to say what? Username. I want to say John, and the password something, okay, and here bank, I want to go for what? Axis Bank. Username, I want to say something, Ravi, and a password, I want to go for what? Something. So just I'm entering some line. That means VI command for writing multiple lines. You can edit the files, you can write multiple times, you can do all the changes with the VI. VI is a common for Linux administrator. It's very important to know how to edit the file, how to exit from the file, how to save the file. You should know that. So after typing, you press what? If you want to finish and you want to say, press escape key. In the keyboard you have an escape key on the left top. Then you have to press what? Colon WQ. W stand for what? Write. And Q stand for what? Quit. That means save and exit. Save and exit. So you're getting some kind of commands on how to go with your VI, and what is the use of I command, and what is basically escape key, and what is WQ. You're understanding the commands. So now we have done according to manager. They said edit. So for editing, what command I'm going to use? VI command. And now the manager says something here again. They want to see this file. What do you say? What is the command? Cat. The file is available in which location? Project 2. And I have what exactly? What is the directory name? Real estate. And then payment.py. So it will display that contents of the file. Contents file can be displayed with what? Cat command. So you're getting what? You're understanding the commands, you're understanding something about what? How to write it. Cat command. What is the use of cat command? And now manager also given what? One more instruction called what? They have given instruction, they want to say rename. Please mute your mic. So now here rename, how to rename the file in Linux. So there's a command called mv. Don't be confused with mv. Mv means move, but it's a rename. But mv command for moving as well as rename. I want to move file one location to location, we use move command. But when I say move command, mv command, and if I do not give the destination location, it will rename it. Example, I want to say what? First I'll say cd. I'll go to the directory here, project 2, real estate. Then I'll say payment.py, and then after that I'll say mv payment.py. I'm into the real estate directory now. Sorry, you have to go for not file here, only up to directory. cd command for directory, changing the directory from one directory to other directory. And mv payment what these things, and I'm saying what? Copying to which location? Show the contents and rename. Okay, rename, just rename. So just mv payment y. I want to rename what? How to rename? Index to, okay, not index, right, it's not like basically project 2. Is going to what? Project 1, because this file is available in project 1. What is the name of the directory? And that you have to go and you have to say index.html, and they said what? To which file name? Index.php. Just give. This is the original name, the current name, and what you want to change, you can just type in the right side, the second parameter. So now it will rename it. But if you want to move, or moving a file or directory, if you want to move it, mv, and you say index.html, and you say what? tmp index.html. If you say that, move this file to which location? Temp. If you give the location, it will move, it will not rename. But when you say mv index.html index.php, but you are not giving any space location, you are giving same location, so it will do what? Renaming. So mv command can be used in this way. It can be for moving or it can be this thing. So we got an idea about this. Now the manager says what? Next command, next instruction, what they said? Cat for reading the files. Reading file. Now here the manager says one more instruction, that make a copy of payment.py to EC2 user home. How can I copy? What is the command? cp. So we are understanding how to create a directory, how to create a file, how to edit the file, how to rename the file, how to move the file, and how to copy files. We understand the commands also on the instruction of my manager, CP. And what I have to do, project 2, and we have a kind of real estate, and then I have a called what, payment.py file. I want to copy to which location, home directory of EC2 user. That means you have to give the location /home/EC2 user. So it will be created under this directory. That means a copy will be copied. Right? This file is located actually in project 2, but I want to copy into where, /home/EC2 user. So you can change the location wherever you want to do. So now we got an idea about this. Now here, the last task, I think, send me the system configuration. Now manager says what? Send me the system configuration. They said they need RAM, CPU, storage, IP address of the machine. What exactly it is having this set now? So what is the command? lsmem. lsmem. If you want to type commands, multiple commands in a one way, example, you can see here. I'm just typing here. How can I type multi commands in Linux prompt? What is that? Linux command. How can I use Linux allowed to enter multiple command at one time? The only requirement is what? Separate the command with a semicolon. Example. Understand this? How do I put multiple command in one command? So here you can see that combining the commands, we can use what? Semicolon, comma, or ampersand, or pipe symbol, concatenate, or commands. So now if I want to do, we have various methods. So how do you do that? So these are the symbols you are going to use in a command. Semicolon can be do that. Example, command 1, comma, semicolon. Command 2, you can say what? Ampersand, dollar, that is ampersand and symbol. Command 3, you can just do that. So you have a choice that you can go for multiple commands. Now example, I want to create a directory. I want to move this file. I want to execute 2 commands. So I'm just separating it what? Semicolon. What is that? Semicolon. So here you have a commands, basically example. You can see that I want to execute multiple commands. Okay, it's going to show what your calculation. So what I'll do is, I want to go for lsmem, then I'll say what? Semicolon, then I'll say what? ls cpu. I want to say what? One more semicolon. I'll say what? df minus h. I'll go for what? IPA. So if I give this command, it shows memory information. If I give this information ls cpu, it gives CPU information. If I say df minus h, it will give hard disk information, storage. If I use IP space A, it will give what? IP address information. That means 4 commands. Can I type in a one line? Yes, it's possible. You can write multiple commands also. So now we can use this for different purpose. So you can use this. Okay. df minus h for hard disk information. How much space is free, how much space is used, and what is the maximum size of the disk. If I want to know that in Linux, so I can check out. In simple interview question can be what? Can you just give me idea how to check the hard disk space, now storage space in your computer? What is remaining? So say df minus h. You can say just give me a private IP address of, show me your private IP address of a machine. What is the command? You say IPA. So these are the instruction given by my manager. So I just want to go with one by one commands. I have given this instruction here to you by starting with what? Files. files and then editing the files and moving files, renaming files, right? So what I'll do is, first I'll go to my Amazon, because it's a good platform where you can launch your Linux very quickly. So I have to check and use and just fine. Aisha, can just give your credential. Yeah, already is done. Please, please, please. Can you type here your credentials? Thank you. Now here I hope like everyone able to see this screen, right? So I'm right now into my console. So I'm just going with Word. Now I can see I'm right now into my console. So now here I got an option word instance running. So I want to check it whether instance is running or not. There is no instance running here. So I just launched a machine because I don't have a machine right now. So we know that how to launch it. Very simple step. Just go for launch and use it with hotkey pair and then launch it. Simple. Understand Linux with a kind of how you work in a company. You get a mail, you on the basis of the mail you just go ahead with the communication. So now what you have is you have a Linux is ready. Connect here. So I just create my directories because the user and directory you have to create because it's not created here, it's a new machine. So what I'll do is I'll go forward creating this. So how to create it, we know that. First we'll go forward sudo user add. I hope you're able to see that. User add, then say John, right? So I want to say that this, and you have to say sudo user add, and I have to give word. We have given two users, right? John and as well as anything word Ravi. We'll see this. Now you have to say word sudo pass wd, and then you have to say John, and I want to give the password here. Done. We did already these commands. So now after this I need to switch to the John user and then I have to create some files here. So right now I'm into John user and I want to create some directory and files. mkdir, I'll say project 1 virtual doctor. I'm saying that spelling this, I created this. So cannot create directory project 1, no such file directory or something. Why it's saying that? Because if I want to create multiple 2 directories in a one shot, one command, I have to say -p. That's why it's given error. Now it's created now. ls, if you want to see list command, ls command. But if you wanted more details, you can say what? ll, long list. I want to see that who created, what date, what time, and who is the owner. John is the owner of this directory. So we can see the permissions and you can see that who is the owner, date, time, all details we can have with command what? ll, long list. Long list. I hope your pen and paper is ready. Right? So now, I'm going to go forward now. I'm going to go for these things. Next one is what? I have just created this and I want to create one more directory called mkdir project 2. Then I have to say what? The name is what? No, project 2, real estate. Understand requirement, whatever the given by your manager, you have to understand this. But again, we have to say what? -p. Then it's going to create. And I want to go for what? Creating a file. Touch command, project 1. And I want to say what? What the directory? Virtual directory. Touch command and the project spelling. Now under that I want to create what file? Index dot. As per the instruction, HTML is created. I need to create one more file in a project 2. Real estate. What directory I have to create? Payment.py. When I created these files under these directories, it's created. But I cannot see that. But if I want to see, I said what? Tree command you can use. Tree command project 1. So I say command not found. What I have to do? Yes. Sudo yum install tree. Then he's saying, oh, you are a John. You cannot install this command because John is a standard user. So he's saying that John cannot do this. John should be used as sudo user. So now I'll exit from here. I'll go back to my EC2 user. You can see that. So now if I want to execute the yum installation or something, you have to be sudo user. Sudo yum install tree command. You say yes. Done. Then I'll switch to what? John. And I'll go for what? Tree command. I'll say project 1. So it's saying under the project 1 you have a one directory called vdoc. Under that you have what? Index storage. That means I'm understanding whether the file is created or not. Yes. According to my instruction by the manager, what exactly they said, I have done this. In the project 2 real estate payment.py. So we have inquired also, we have seen this structure of the directory. How to see the directory structure? We have seen with the help of tree command. And now I want to create some kind of edit the file. Which file? Payment. Project 2 real estate and the payment.py. vi command. Vi is for what? Editing. So you'll get a black page. Now if you want to type anything here, you have to press what? I. You have to press what? I command. Insert. When I type I, it will down bottom side it will say what? Insert. You are into insert mode. Now you're going to say what? Customer bank details. So bank name, I want to say ICIC or username, they say John, and the password, they said something to what, keep something here. According to instruction, I'm just giving this information, right? Axis Bank, and then username, I'm saying Ravi. Password, I'm just giving something here. It's done. Escape, you have to press escape, you have to colon and WQ. You can see the bottom side, colon WQ. Is for what? Save and exit. Save and exit. So when I type this and when I enter, so it is exit from that particular editor and you come back to what? Shell, command prompt. Now you're into command prompt. Now from here, I want to display whether the file is changed or not. I want to say project 2 real estate and file name is what? Payment dot. So if I want to see the contents, I can see with the help of cat command to read the file. The file is here. So I got reading the file, I'm able to read the file here. Now I got this point and I know that how to read the command, how to read the files. According to the instruction, I'm following different commands for different tasks, different process. So we are learning what commands also, and we are executing the commands as per the manager requirement. And we are learning Linux commands also. So this is going to be a real-time scenario, how they give and how you create, right? So now, they said what? Next instruction is what? We have index like moving, rename. Renaming is what? Rename HTML to index.php, right? One. And here is to find index.html renaming and what? Make a copy of payment.p to what user? Which is directory, right? So I'll go forward. First renaming. Which file I need to rename? MV. So first I have to go to what? Project 1, because right now I'm into what? Project 1, and then we have to say virtual directory, virtual doctor. Under .ls, when I type ls, I can see the file is here. So I want to move, I want to rename it, index.html, then I'll say what? Index.php. So it's done now. You can see that it become index HTML to what? PHP file. So this way, I'm just doing the commands as per the instruction by manager. So MV is for what? Renaming a file. So done. This is done. Now, once you have done this and you need to go forward next session. So what exactly next is what? They said copy, right? Yeah. Copy the file, right? Or copy the file. What I have to say? CP command. So first you have to go back to your directory. Which directory? Home directory. CD enter, you'll return to what? The home directory of the user, that is John. Right now you can see you are into what? /home/John. So understand that where you are working and which directory you are working. Then you have to do what? Copy. Copy the file to where? CP. Which file? Payment, right? Real estate. Payment.py to where? Which location? /home EC2 user. When I say that, it's saying permission denied. Who are you to copy the data from one user to other user? So it's very important. If I say sudo, it will not accept because John is not a sudo user. John is a what? A regular user, standard user. They cannot use the sudo command. So how can I do that now? So I'll go forward. I'll log out from the John. I'll go to what? EC2 user. From here, I'll execute the same command. CP project 2, right? Project 2 is available into what? /home. The username is what? John. Project 2. John is a directory, right? Project 2. And then real estate. real estate, and then we have to say what? Payment.py and send /home, or there is no need to show because I am right now into EC2 user. So I'll say what? This location. When I say dot, it will copy to this location. Enter. It's saying what? Cannot find out the file name called what? Cannot stack. Permission denied. So I have to use what command? Because one user cannot access to another user directory. As a regular, you have to be root. There is no error now. So that means you need to understand one user cannot copy the data to one user profile to another profile. So you have to have what? Root can do that. Whenever I am typing sudo, that means it executes the command as a root user. So that's why you have to give sudo. When I say ls, I got this file or not? I'm into which location? Check out. This file was into what? This file is available into where? Into John user. I copy that file from the John user profile to my user, EC2 user. So this way you go with what? Copy command. Dot, I have given dot. Why? To copy in the location, same location. Dot is the location. I am not giving /home something. I am giving dot means in my location where I am standing right now. PWD means it's go to what? Your home directory. So I am just standing into where? EC2 user home directory. That's why it's a given what? Dot. If I am not in the directory, I have to give different location. So I have to give proper location. /home, /EC2, something I have to give. So right now I have given what? Only dot. Is it clear now? So now we have done some command instruction according to that manager, what they said. And now they said what? System configuration. So I want to say lsmem and I want to say what? lscpu. When I enter, just giving two command executed. The last command I said what? CPU. So in the CPU you just scroll up and you go here, is giving what? Here the model name. Model name is what? Intel. So I'm using my computer, which is rent out. We have taken the rental from what? Amazon platform, from Ohio. Like the region is what? Ohio, and the platform is Amazon. So which machine they have given to me? Which CPU? It's running into what? Intel Xeon CPU. So if I want to know that, I'm using what type of kind of things, and how much memory? Total online memory is what? So in Linux, whenever you type, it will say hundreds of lines. Don't confuse with that. What you want, you just see that line. So you don't confuse on what? Whatever the multiple lines. So only what I need 1 GB RAM. So online total memory is 1 GB. And the model name is what? Intel company. That means I have taken the rental system from the Amazon, Intel CPU. And the RAM is what? 1 GB. But I want to check out what Amazon, my manager says what, it's not only RAM and CPU, hard disk also. df minus. If I say H, so in the /dev, you have a 4 lines, 5 lines, but dev is device /dev, xvda1 is basically whenever you say xvda, A stand for hard disk 1. If you have multiple 4 hard disks, it will say what? /dev, xvdb, xvdc, xvc, xvdd. But I have only 1 hard disk, that's why it's showing what? A. So now this is information you have to look out here. What is the size? 8 GB. Amazon has given the storage to me what? 8 GB only. And how much is it used from 8 GB? 1.6. And how much remaining? That means you can see with the help of df minus h, you can see that what is the size of the disk, what is used, and what is remaining. Is it clear now? So according to my manager, I'm giving all the commands. Now I'm just giving what? IPA. When I say IPA, there will be two entries. Number one entry, you can see that, and number two. So you have to look at what? Number two. In the number two, first, second, third, fourth line is saying INET. After that is giving IP address of this machine. 172.31.10.253. I can pass this information to my manager. I can copy and I can paste it into Notepad and I can send email. So now here you need to understand that how to check. So these are the commands: IPA, ls memory, ls CPU, df space -h. These all are commands basically for what? Seeing the information, right? So according to management, I have given all those things and I have seen that multiple commands can be done in a one line by using what? Semicolon. What is that? Semicolon. So now, according to manager, I have done this. Now, manager want to have what? They want that install Git software, install Docker software. They said the instruction that they want that Docker, Git and Tomcat. They need that installation, Tomcat software also. So they need this software, they need this kind of software, and they need what? Nginx also. They have given the names of the software: Git, Docker, Tomcat, Nginx. These are the software they want to install. So if I want to install it, how to install it? Sudo yum install the command. After the installation, like here yum install, you say git and you say what? Docker. Example, if I want to run multiple, how to install multiple packages? You say what? Packages in Linux. So in a one line, if I want to write multiple packages, you do what? Again is saying what? Comma. Semicolon or comma, commands. So you say what? Yum install package 1, comma, package 2 and package 3. This way you can go ahead. Or else you can say what? Sudo apt install package 1 space package 2 space package 3 also. Or if you have some files, I want to call the files information. I stored what? Some file information into this, all the 150 file, 50 software I have stored into where? This file. So I can call the files. If you want to call any file in the command line, I can use what? $sign. I can use what? $sign. That's a very important command here. So when I say Linux is giving what? Apt command, but I said apt command is basically used for what? Ubuntu. Multiple package, if I say Red Hat, the command will be different. That means command will be what? Yum. You can see here yum install MySQL, PHP and VFT. They want that MySQL database, PHP software and FTP software they want to install. So I'm just copying this, I'm just keeping this, I want to install this, multiple things. If I want to go for Docker, if I want to go for Tomcat, if I want to go for Nginx, I can give everything with the one command: yum install this software, yum install this software, with a space. Is it clear? So it's very simple in the Linux, but in Windows it's going to be very complicated and time consuming. But if you type here in a one command, you type everything in seconds, Git, Docker, Tomcat, Nginx will be ready for you. It's saving a lot of time. That's why people prefer what? Linux. And a simple command: sudo yum install Git, Docker, Tomcat, Nginx. So I'm just giving this instruction to here. I'm using Ubuntu or Amazon Linux. Amazon Linux and CentOS and Red Hat Linux use same command, yum. But Ubuntu use what? Apt, apt. Now I'm just doing what? Copy paste here. So what is the command? Sudo yum install git docker tomcat. If I say that, enter. So it's working or not? It's saying that no match for the argument tomcat, but everything is okay, but tomcat is not available. Now if I say that tomcat 9, because you have to give proper package name. If I give my own name tomcat, so it's saying that the name what you have given, there is no package with that name. You have to give exact name. If I do not know, I cannot install. So the manager should give the name properly, because I don't know. If you don't know and the manager don't know, you have to ask to what? Google, ChatGPT, you can say that. Because I don't know the package name, so I have to ask what is the exact name of the package. So no need to worry. If you just send the reply to the manager that I'm not finding that name what you have given, they say I'm sorry, like I don't have. Someone has passed and I have passed to you. So what do? No worries, I'll find out something like name exactly and give a feedback and just start. So now when I say this command sudo yum and as I say that, start it. You see that? There is no error. So what is the name of the package? Tomcat or Tomcat 9? Tomcat? And when I say yes, started it. Is installing all the details, like whatever I said, one by one command is executing. You can see that one completed, second is started. Git command, git, tomcat, they are going to start with this. You can see the read, git, nginx. So you need to understand, in one command, can I give multiple installation? Is it possible or not?
Possible, sir.
Package name should be your own name or it should be a defined name? If I do not know, how can I know that? How can I know? ChatGPT or Google it. What is that? How to install Tomcat on Red Hat Linux, or give proper query. Then you'll get proper information, right? So it's completed everything. So this way you can go ahead with what? The command of what? Installing. So you got an idea that if I want to install anything in Linux, the command is what? Yum install and the software name. If I want to remove, what is the command? Simple, yum remove git remove. So if you want to go for Ubuntu users or Ubuntu machine or Linux, so what is it? Apt, sudo apt install what? Git software. You go for what? Git software or whatever you want to say. So you want to say that if my manager says about Git, Docker, Tomcat, Nginx, in software development, these common softwares are common. These softwares are common. If people are working on this, and one more is what? One more common software is what? MySQL, PHP, and VFTP. The PHP and MySQL is common. MySQL is a database. PHP is a programming language. If my developers are working on PHP, they require this software. So if they want to run the program, PHP program, if the PHP is not there, then who's going to compile your code? So who's going to do that? PHP. So you have to install PHP before running the PHP files. Is it clear? That means as a cloud engineer, you have to help developers. They want to run something. So they want to run PHP files. So it need to have what? PHP install on your system. They want database, MySQL. So you have to install the database. The developer cannot install because in the Linux you have a rights to do all those things. Developer is a standard user. They can just access it. But who's going to install? Who is going to remove the software? A cloud engineer or a Linux administrator. Who's having the rights on that machine? That means who's having the credential of sudo user or root user. Is it clear? So now removing also I said, installing also I said. So now after installing some few software, example your Docker, Tomcat, Nginx, this software is required to be started. That means after installing, we can note that how to start Docker Nginx service after installing. After installing, it's very important you should have what? These two software to be start. How can I do that? So this says that sudo systemctl. In a simple interview command, you can say what? Systemctl is a command to control the service. To control what? Service. Systemctl, and you say what? Start, or you can check the status first. Start Nginx, or you can say sudo systemctl, and you say what? Start Nginx. You can stop, you can status, you can check start, everything. So this command is for basically for what? To check the status, to start it or to stop it. You're going to use what command? Systemctl. I hope your pen and paper is ready and running. Everyone online? And after all the class, don't say that give the notes. I want proactive people. Some people are connecting and sitting. Because online I do not prefer. I want active people here. Maybe someone is doing breakfast. Are you doing breakfast now? Anyone?
No, no sir.
No, sir.
So I need an active. I'm just joking. No problem. You can have a breakfast. You can have a coffee, tea. Be cool. Whenever you're learning, be cool. Have your freestyle and learn it. Concentration, intentions are very important. That's it. No one say that you're eating or not, but you need to have a concentration, right? So I need only that respond. Someone, like people join and just sit. And sometimes they want to record and they want to just listen the class and they want to say that later I'll do that. But tomorrow I'll go for next class and you'll forget everything and you'll have a load and load, mountain. It become mountain of load. And you'll say, what is this? I cannot do that in Saturday, Sunday. And your class get disturbed. And I'm going with different classes. So when you join a course, be pre-planned. Make your time for your subject. And do one by one. And before the next class jump, you have to ask your trainer, your mentor, that I have this kind of issues. Please, can you just go ahead with that? Can I need a solution for this? You have to use the like WhatsApp group what we have created. Screenshot. If it is not solved by your team, that means all the users, like students, should help each other. If not solved, you have to escalate to me, right? And as a real-time scenario, I'm saying that it's your responsibility, it's a part of your job to research. If you're getting some errors, you have to search on what? ChatGPT, Google, and you have to go for reading some blogs. That's a part of your duty. Research and search is very important. Fine.
Sure sir, thank you.
Welcome. Soumya, are you there? I got Diksha here. Are you there, Diksha?
Yes, sir.
Active with pen paper? Rajeshwari, are you there with a pen paper?
Yes sir, I'm writing.
Good, very good, Rajeshwari. And Tahaniyat Fatima, are you with your pen paper?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Active, right? I hope you had your great breakfast.
Yes.
Okay. Zohra Ijaz, have you done your work?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to ask any question in between. Be ready for that. Don't leave the meeting, please. Now, so now we got an idea that in a Linux, in an interview question, they can say to stop and start services. How do you do that? You simple say what? By using systemctl command. If they say how to do that, you say systemctl start or status or stop and then service name. Whatever the service name. The service name is what? Nginx. The service name is Nginx, or it can be what? Or it can be Docker, the software, or it can be Tomcat. Whatever the service name, you should know service name. Package name is different, service name is different. Always the package name and service name not always same. sometimes it's differ. So if you do not know, you have to check it. You have to check it on your vendor side of the particular Tomcat. You can get it easily. On the vendor side means the Tomcat developed by whom. So you can go to the website and you can have all those things. Or else if you type in Google and ChatGPT, you'll get directly. No need to search more. Directly you can have that. So I hope like you're getting a lot of commands here, installing, removing, or system like service control, getting some information of the system, Linux system, RAM, CPU, hard disk, lot of things, right? And how to edit the file, how to copy the file, how to rename the file, how to delete the file. Deleting is what? Simple command is what? RM, remove. Removing file what? RM is what? Basically remove. RM file name, simple. So now we got an idea about a lot of commands here. So I want to just go ahead with what? I'll just conclude this session. If I want to shut down and reboot, you say shut down and reboot. If the Linux need to be shut down, in Windows you say start and shut down or something, turn off. And here shut down and reboot command. And you have a what? History command. To check out the previous command, what you have done sequentially, you will get history. And a ping command for what? Connectivity checking. I want to check one system to the system whether it's working or not. IP connectivity. Ping the IP address of the machine. Where you want to ping. You want to test it. Top command and PS command for what? To check the CPU and memory utilization real time. Which software, background, Tomcat or Git or your Docker, how much they are using, memory and CPU. If I want to know that, so I have a command called what? Top. So now we got an idea about this creation and all those things, and now we have to go with what? The final, I'll just show you here. Permissions. What do you have to do? I'm just going for what? File permission. So what are the permissions are there? In Linux, read, write, execute. If I want to give my file, John having a file called payment.py and Ravi want to access the file. So the owner is what? John, and Ravi want to access. So that means they cannot access until they have a permission. Read permission or write permission or execute permission. So if I give read permission to Ravi, so Ravi can read, but they cannot edit the file, they cannot delete the file. But if I give write permission, they can delete the file, they can edit the file, they can contain, they can change. That is write permission. When I say execute permission, if it is my shell script file, that means scripting file, Python file, .py file or Java file, or you want to have some kind of shell file, .sh file. If you want to execute any execution like script file, you need what permission? Execute permission. If you want to give permission to a user, a developer, index.html, and I want to say that please edit the file, write the code, we can edit it. So I have to give what permission? Write permission. But how to give the permission? With the help of which command? In an interview they can say what type of permission you have in file. You say read, write, execute 3 times. But what command you're going to use what? To change the permission? chmod. How to pronounce is what? chmod, modification. Apply permission on what? File to user category. User category is what? Owner, group or others. Example, file is created by John. So who is the owner? John is the owner. So Ravi also is on same machine. Ravi also is the same machine, but Ravi is not an owner. So Ravi comes under which category? Others category. And any user which is belong to the John group, member of the John group, that is called what? Group. So you have different categories. Now owner and others, you can see that easily. So you can apply on owner base and other base. I have 10 users. I got user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5, something, user 10. And I want to give all the user permission. So I'll say what? Others. Read and write. So everyone will be get permission. But I want specific permission, not all user 10. I want to say user 1 and user 5 should have this permission, not others. So it's not possible with chmod. You have to use what command? Set FACL. It applies permission on user wise. In interview question you can say simple chmod and set FACL. Is it clear? So how to set a permission in a very simple manner? You can see that if I want to check the permission of the file or directory, what is the command? LL. You will get full details. What permission? Example, read, write. The first three letters are basically owner permission. Minus means no permission. Execute permission is not there. Three letters again, second section, that is group permission. And third section is what? User permission, others. Others having what permission? Read. Group having what permission? Read. And owner having what permission? This way you can read. When I say LL, you can see that. When I say go for LL here, you can see LL. When I type, I got this file .payment.py, what date, what time created, who created this? And then it's saying what? RWRR, right? That means owner will have what? And group and others, read permission. This way you can understand. Now, if I want to change the permission, I have a command called what? Chmod. This is administration command. It's very important to have what? Sudo. Chmod, and I have to say what? Oh, others. Others. And say plus means adding the permission. Read and write. I want to add. Right now, there is read only permission. I want to give permission what? To which file? Payment.py. When I enter and when I say LL, you see what? Permission. Owner having what permission? Others having what permission? How can I change it? By using chmod O plus RW. O means others. U means owner. Don't be confused. O stand for owner. But here is not the meaning. O means others. U for what? Owner. And G for what? Group. And if I say A means all. A means everyone will have all permission. Example, if I want to give permission, like what I have to give? A. I want to remove permission from everyone. What permission I want to remove? Removing mean what? Minus. If I say plus, adding the permission. Remove the permission from a file, I use minus. When I use minus, and you see here what? I have said remove R. That's why I remove R. Now if I say what? I want to say what? Remove W, or I'll say what? Plus W. RW example. If I say RW, so I'll get what? Read and write to everyone. You got the point? Plus minus. So you got this point that you have an idea about, in an interview you can say simple, how to go with permissions. So what are the permissions are there? What command we're going to go for these? If I want to say specific user, how can I change the permission? The permission can be used symbolic or octal value. Octal means numbers. So this says chmod 77 means what? Example, they said 4 values what? Read. If I give 4, it's a read permission. And if I give write permission, I have to give what? 2. If I want to give 1, that means execute permission. But if I just sum up all those things, the value is what? 7. The first 7 is belong to owner. Second 7 is going to go group. Another is what? Others. So if I say 7 means what? All permission to all. All permission to all. So if I say this chmod 746, Zora, can you say that? What's the permission? Who get what permission? Owner will get what permission? Others will get what permission?
Owner will get all the permissions. group will get only read permissions and others will get read and write permission.
Wonderful. Samya, what do you say? Zora is correct? Samya, are you there? Okay. So now, everyone should be active here. So you got understanding here? So now, this way you can go ahead. Now, we have some kind of this one also. Set FACL. Set FACL is what? How to write? Set FACL minus M, modify. U, what to modify? User, colon, I want to give only Ravi, specific permission. But when I say O, it will go for all 10 users. But I want to give specific user. So what is the use? Set FACL you have to use. What is the command? Ravi and then permission, whatever you want to give permission. On which file? You want to give what file? You can give the location. Is it clear? You have to understand which command, when to use and how to use it. Which command, when to use and how to use it. Then you can understand the interview questions and you can easily clear. Is it clear now? I have shared a kind of file with a kind of like here. I hope that you got a file, PDF file I have shared. About this mock workshop, I have shared some file which having a lot of commands and definition, syntax, example also. More than that command also. What I have shown, more commands also, example to practice from your side. So if you know these 30 to 40 commands, it's enough to work as a DevOps engineer, cybersecurity or cloud engineer. That makes a good foundation and you can go ahead with a lot of commands easily you can learn because you got a base. Now if any command manager says and you don't know, you same you copy that particular question by the manager and you just go to the Google or ChatGPT, you paste it, you'll get answer. And you know that how to write it. Because now you have good foundation. You know how to write, how to change the file name, how to change the location, how to change the username, because the username, file name will be changed, location will be changed. Syntax, how to understand it. So that's the way we want to give in a workshop. We want to encourage you, motivate you on the subject. Is it clear now? Linux is very important right now. Fine. I'll just conclude the session by saying something about shell script. What is that? In Linux having a built-in compiler. Example, if I want to run PHP program, I should have a PHP install. If I want to run Java program and if I want to write a Java program, I should have a Java program to be installed in my Linux to run the program. So now, if I want to create a script, I do not require Java, Python, PHP, nothing. So I can write directly into text in Linux. No need to install Java, Python or something because Linux having its own kind of shell or compiler is called what? Bash shell. What is that? Bash. So this Bash, born again shell, this is going to be a program, a kind of scripting or language of Linux. We do not require Java, Python, PHP, something. You can write something program directly here into shell script. No need to install other kind of softwares. Small program on Linux platform to do automation. A big repeated task which consists of multiple command can be programmed and then called with a simple name or faster and usable. What is the use of making a script, whether Python or whether shell script or what it may be? Manually, if I type 10-30 commands, if it is taking 10 minutes or 5 minutes, so same thing if I write all the command in a script and if I run the script, only one command, it will execute very faster. If it's taking 5 minutes, now it will take 5 seconds. So that means if you want to save time and if you want to save repeated work, I don't want to go for repeated work, then I can go for what? Script. Python, whatever it may be, the script is basically used for what? Making fast execution. That is the main purpose. And second one is what? To make repeated tasks to be what? Simpler. That's the point of scripting. So I'm just going for what? Shell script is a Linux script. Linux script. So understand in a simple understanding. It's basically what? How to write a script? Shell script in what? A simple file in Linux. Just say simple vi test.sh. You just give a simple editor. Vi editor can have that. You don't require any Java, Python or some software. You can just go for simple file command and you create a file. And extension should be what? Shell script extension. In interview they can ask. That is what?
SH.
If you type any kind of file name, you have to give .sh. So it will treat the file as a what? Script. How to create a shell script? Vi something. So in that, what you are going to type? Write shell script command, variable command, comments command, echo, read, if, else, elif, for, while. You have a lot of commands, a lot of you can say keyword which is used by Python similar commands. So if you know something basic shell script, if you write in a CV that I have a Linux command hands-on and I know about shell script, I know about Python, that makes your weightage of resume. The people says, yes, I want this guy, I want this kind of employee who knows this kind of command, so we can utilize him. Is it clear? But in a workshop, I cannot continue all the shell script point, but I'm just giving a hint. What is the purpose? And it's very important. A lot of people are asking, if you know the Linux command also, they want automation should be there to should know on a Linux. If you don't know, so they'll feel that you are something good, but not best. But if you know the shell script, you're the best on Linux. Even I have seen some people having 5 to 6 years, they're working on Linux, they don't know about shell script. And a lot of companies are asking what? Basic Python, shell script. Getting point? So shell script is a very important point. It's a very simple, it's not a complicated programming. It's very simple, I'll just say that. Now the command is what I said, first one is what? How to create a script. What is the extension of the script? And what are the keywords we use in a script? Variable, comments, read, echo command, if, else, elif, for, while, these are the commands. How to execute shell script? ./script or sh and this. In interview they can ask, the script is there, can you run it? I don't know the programming, but they said run the script. So how to run? ./file name or sh file name. How to run the script? This is the way. If I want to create a small script, so all the script should start, that means node. Every shell script should start with what? You can say shebang. What is that? Shebang is a symbol. Basically, your hash and exclamation is what? The symbol they are calling us what? Shebang, initializer. This is a shebang. You have to give hash, exclamation, then you have to say what? Where is my shell? So in Linux, there is a path called /bin/bash. That means your shell compiler is available on this location. So I'm saying to the script file, before you execute the commands, you have to switch to this. You have to execute all the files from this directory, /bin/bash. And this hash symbol only simple, you know very well in Python, comments. It's not a command, it's a comment, description. It will not be executed. Script to back up the home directory of what? EC2 user. I want to back up. EC2 user is creating a lot of files and doing a lot of job. I want these files are very important. Tomorrow the hard disk is failed, system got corrupted, virus, then my file will going to be lost. So I need to take a backup daily. So it's good to practice what? Daily backup. In banking, you need to take a backup. Every minute you have to take a backup. Whatever the transaction is going on, you need to take a backup. If something happened to the bank server, then hundreds and thousands of consumers' information, debit and credit, balance and all those things will be vanish. And the reputation will goes off to that particular bank. So they need to go for what? Backups. So how to create a backup? tar, C means create, F means file. I'm saying tar minus cf. The file name should be what? This. I want to keep file name after getting a backup. That means I want here EC2 user. Which backup? This file, this location /home/EC2 user. Whatever the EC2 user having all files, hundreds and thousands of files, will be backup into which one file? That called what? Backup home.tar. Or you can say that backup.tar. Is it clear? It will copy all the files from here into this one file. That is called what? Backup.tar. So this way you can use that command, and in that shell script I am writing this, and after that I want to write one more command. I'll say what? Echo. I'm saying echo, and I'm saying what? Message backup completed. On what date? In a single code I can specify the command. Single code is not a expression. Say what? Command. If I say date, it will say backup job complete at so and so date. It will take the date from what? System, and will display. Is it clear? So you have to understand how to execute, how to create a file, what is shebang, how to make a command, and how to write a commands. You have a if logic, you have a variable defined, you have an input, read, lot of commands are there. But in a workshop, I want to just give explanation that what is shell script and how to write a simple script, how to execute it, how to edit the file, and how to write some commands and how to execute it. When I execute one by one command, this is the first command, it will execute, then it will second command, it will execute, and it will give a message, and it will exit. Automatically it will exit from the program. So this way you can go ahead. Any question? You can write this sample. Any question online, offline?
No, sir.
No, sir.
In interview, definitely they'll use, they say that, tell me something about shell script. You have to say shell script is wonderful without any kind of programming language. You can create your script in a Linux itself without a compiler, right? Because it has a built-in compiler, bash. And it's very easy to write also, and faster also, faster of execution. And the extension is going to be what? .sh. And if I want to write a script, I do not require special terminal or something. We can use vi command. I can start writing it commands. And I can use if logic, I can use loop, I can use variable, I can use a lot of things in a shell script, as we do in Python. So we have a lot of things. But shell script, only script. You cannot develop a software. But Python, you can do scripting, you can develop software, you can do automation, you can find security. A lot of things can be done with Python. But shell script is a small, only operation, only for automation, simple, on Linux. Shebang, we have to use. Without that shebang, you cannot execute. You have to specify on the top of the file, you have to write what? Shebang. The location where the execution will be done of the shell. Right? Any question online, offline?
No, sir.
Fine. Now, what you have done Saturday and Sunday, like today what we have done, I want you have to do practice, right? Because the workshop need a test from you. So we are going to conduct a kind of online interview to you, and time will be bonded. We'll give some kind of questions to you. You have to execute and you have to send your command output with your name. Getting point? And we'll give a timeline. That means so and so XYZ. As a manager, we give a lot of commands, instructionally, the query, questions. On the base of that, you have to create and you have to give. We'll give time. That means you have to do practice more to improve your speed. Is it clear, everyone?
Sure, sir.
So now, after this, we want to award you a certificate of participation on the workshop. That can be very helpful to put in your LinkedIn profile as an achievement. So make your profile very good. So that means it's going to be a this way. And next week I said we are going to have a cyber security or Docker. We have a plan of making different workshops on Saturday weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Docker or cyber security we are going to keep. So we will definitely inform you before 1 day or 2 days. We'll inform. Is it clear? So if you do this, then is. But I need people which is not our student. I need people who are not our student. You have to invite. If someone want to join this workshop, they have to get at least 2 friends or 2 any people. It's a free workshop. There is no charge. So if you are not registering, we'll give a registration link, and if you give that, and we are going to allow you. You're a running student, a regular student. So we don't allow you as it is. We want that from your side, if you bring 2 peoples, then we'll allow you. And online is not recommended. Offline is recommended. Then you can attend cyber security workshop and the Docker workshop. Docker is now need for a lot of company. Docker and Kubernetes. Kubernetes and Dockers are very important. If you know this, you'll find good hands-on exercises on your subject. It's a latest tool, modern tools which are using in like administration and on operation team level. Done?
Sure, sir, definitely we did.
Okay. Only one respond I am seeing here. Others not responding. Okay, Rihanna respond and you
Yes,
got. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sheikh Aslam is not responding. Rajeshwari, Vinay, Sami.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Because you have to be very active. It's not just listening. It's not a YouTube or something, right? You have to listen properly. You have to ask your concern. You have to do practice, and you have to do that. It's not just listening and going. And it's not like IT is basically a practical things. And as I said in interview, they want to have demonstration skills. You have to talk. If you don't talk, the people feel that you're not having an idea. You're a very young. That means you are very fresher to the subject. If you talk, they need fresher or experienced people. They need to talk something on a subject, or else it's going to be difficult to recruit you. Remember this point. Try to discuss with your friends. Try to talk with your friends in a language, be common language, because of what? Your interview will be in English language. So you have to make it common. That's my recommendation. Everyone. Mirza Hassan Beg, are you okay? Am I audible? Diksha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have one more, okay, Deepak is there. Deepak is okay? Are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Thank you. I appreciate that your timing is not easy, even though you're very passionate to attend the Saturday, Sunday workshop also. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
You're not in India and you're out of country, even though you manage the timings. But thank you. I just miss Samuel now. Samuel is a part of our subject, but he attended yesterday, but not here now. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. Take care.